Oh, shalom, Rastafari. This is Wendim Yadon of the line of LOJSociety of His Imperial Majesty, and this is not a kind of a detailed lecture in that sense. However, I was watching something on the news hour, PBS News Hour. They have something, resources for teachers and students. We have to also have that for I community, for the Rastafari churchical communities. I know a lot of the brothers and sisters, many have gone to school, have been educated, and there's a lot of, as we would say, bright people from the Rastafari community. Basically, the message right here is, Rastafari, take your children out of school. In other words, out of Babylon schools. Let's specify. Education is the key. The teaching of His Imperial Majesty Haile, Selassie. Education truly is the key, but when you see what's going on in this Babylon, in the Babylon system, how they're now trying to profile the children and get your children either all vaccinated up, all shot up, or they want to put them on pharmaceuticals and have all these strange pseudo doctors, psychologists, and other psyop specialists. And you have to recognize that the whole medical system is not the science that you thought, but the science, when we talk about science, it's that sort of science. It's not science as really math and science, but it's a whole religion, right? Babylon religion is all that medical, and we've been warned about this. Rastafari, I'm speaking to Rastafari. Some Rastas just go over their head. They just want to smoke some maybe weed and look like a dread or whatever like that. But this is speaking to the real brothers and sisters and the families out there. Now, of course, just to take your children out of school tomorrow, that's not what we're suggesting. Yovas, in fact, over the past few days, we've been ministering to parents and families regarding a lot of these so-called vaccinations. Especially in the New York area, you've been hearing about the flu. Everybody got the flu, and so mandatory vaccinations for everybody, and all these lies. Because we've caught Babylon in lies. If we judge Babylon by its priors, then Babylon is to be judged, and we should take caution with each and everything that they try to say to I. And the basic message here is, prepare to take your children out of school. Now, of course, some say, well, what am I going to do? See, this is where the challenge now in this new age, and yes, it's a new age. Yes, it's a new world order. You understand? But if we don't step up, right, in the teaching of the King of Kings and His Christ, then we continue this time of this twilight zone, this dream turning into a nightmare. And, administering to the parents, especially like the mothers who've been writing us and asking us, for certain information concerning the vaccination, so forth and so on, and some very interesting insights. And I hope that some of them can testify for themselves and present some of their own firsthand accounts so you can see it and hear it in their own words. How these so-called school officials lied to them, say, well, just fill out a response right here. Don't check a lawyer. Don't check any sort of clergy. Don't check a priest, a rabbi, or anyone. You can get a religious exemption. You want a religious exemption? Okay, just write down such and such. And then a lot of Rastas, and this is what I've been saying before, and some are beginning to recognize it because the noose, as Babylon's serpent eats its own tail, the noose in Babylon begins to tighten more and more. And whose neck do you think is in the noose? Well, of course, it's I, but mainly it's the children. Like Bob Marley, Selassie, the Right Honorable Bob Nesta Marley, Robert Nesta Marley, as he sung and they said, kill him before them grow. Kill them before they grow, or give them vaccinations and cause a lot of these diseases. A lot of these diseases that basically makes them clients of Big Pharma. You understand, of big pharmaceuticals, which are proven also and have been proven, and every day you've been seeing this stuff about, pharmaceuticals, even the recent school shootings. Now with the school shootings, right, going on, and with the miseducation of the Negro, the lost sheep, they're now turning to the children and saying, children, what do you think can be done to, I mean, what do they know? Check this out. They say that American children are falling behind in basic skills like reading, writing, and arithmetic. A lot of these teachers in these schools and everything, not all the teachers, but many of them are far below subpar themselves, and they're also kind of victims of this advance rate on white supremacist slave train themselves. And it doesn't matter if they're so-called black or white. Everybody's being victimized because Satan, the devil, is behind this. You know what I mean? It just so happened that white supremacy is Satan's present biatch. In other words, the white man has been deceived and fooled and all that superiority kind of stuff, and we can see that, there's no white Jesus, you know what I mean? All that's a lie. You know what I'm saying? This is not about your particular religious beliefs, but we're saying that them giving you the image of a white man and Santa Claus is just another part of the sham. But anyway, brothers and sisters, like I said, I was going to make this a long kind of a vid. We'll try to work with others who are working on this particular issue as well. And if you're working on this issue, if you're a parent, if you're concerned about this, many have been considering homeschooling, you understand, and charter schools and other potentials, possibilities, and there's a lot of potentiality in I community. And one further word I want to just share with you is from this document right here. I don't know if you can see this too well. Let's see. Okay, this is the promise, right? The promise key, right? The promise key. Some of y'all probably know this particular document, the promise key. This is Leonard Percival Howell Ganganguru Marah, as his Noom the Plume, his pen name, as it were, is, right? Now, he says something in this particular document, right? This is our roots. This is our true Rastafari roots, our illustrious elders and martyrs. Many of them were martyrs for the way and the truth and the life that we know in the new name as Rastafari. And one thing that was said here that reminds me of what's going on right now, he said that Howell within the Promise Key teaches how to fast, how to heal, and that education should be free and compulsory. He admonishes his readers, speaking of I, not to follow courthouses. That means their false application of the law, the mischief that they create by the law, right, or the misuse of law, right, and order, order out of chaos. So we're really in chaos. There's no order, right? And doctors, in other words, do not follow courthouses and doctors. Now, this is not saying that all doctors, you know what I'm saying, but the system has corrupted even good doctors, even people who really wanted to heal people. I mean, ask yourself, with all this money that has been spent, all this research, all these new things, how come they don't have any cure for things like cancer? You understand? How come it seems like if you're rich and in some globalist Illuminati 1%, you know what I mean, they just live and live and live and live, but the poor just die and die and die. That's because their doctors, their RX, will fake you to death. And now what they're trying to do is introduce, in Obama's whole gun control, this kind of thing going on, you understand, is trying to further disarm, right, disarm upstanding citizens and those who truly are trying to, abide by, law and order and, go to work and feed their family, so forth and so on. And we look at Chicago, we look at New York, what's going on. And it's the people who should be allowed that have been psyched out to think that it's guns, right, that be killing people, when we know that it's people killing people, and we also know that it's these big pharma sorcery, these pharmaceuticals. If you look in your Bible, pharmaceutical sorcery. Now they want to give this to the little babies. You know, now they want to bring in all of these foreigners. And when I say foreigners, I'm talking about not just from another country. It's like they're from another dimension. You know, they don't think like a human being, you know, thinks. You know what I mean? It's like they think like reptilians. That these are Babylonians. Now they want to give the little children, right? Just like these little Ethiopian black babies right here. They want to give them not a fruit. You understand? Not a fruit, an apple, or orange. Not good food. You see what I'm saying? But they want to give them pharmaceuticals. They want to line all them up and give them a shot. You know, after they've been diagnosed, after some psychologist says, well, in my opinion, I believe that this will work. I believe, see, there's no science. It's their belief. It's the belief system. So now they're really using the media, the mass media, to push this particular issue. And I'm saying and appealing to my fellow brothers and sisters and the families out there, you know, in Rastafari, to begin to consider, you understand, ways of working with your fellow Rastafari and others, right, to establish, you understand, schools, homeschooling, you know what I'm saying, in your own neighborhoods, and so take your children out of these Babylonian schools before it's too late. Or already, it might be too late for some who already have been through it. You understand? And we've seen for our own eyes witness of this, where ones were given these sort of pharmaceuticals, other things, and basically they've lost their minds. You know what I'm saying? And they're just the type of people that they use in these kind of, situations where they take more and more of, American and people's rights from them, all in the name of protecting them. Now, as I already said, I'm going to just go easy on this for right now, and I hope and pray that others of you will get this message, will share it with others, and really begin to seriously sit down and consider, to pray on this and to work with other brothers and sisters, right, in the name of Christos, in the name of the Black Christ, to the glory of our Father, Haile, Selassie, on what can be done right now. There's much that can be done right now. You understand? They have not implemented all of their plans, right, against humanity. But since they recognize they got a short time, this is why we're seeing what we're seeing. This is why they're trying to rush across and use all sort of fear and scare tactics, right? Even making you as a parent not think for yourself and ask your child, what do you think can do to stop gun violence? But then look at the cartoons. Look at what's on TV. Look what they teach the children. You understand, in the cartoons, in TV, in their so-called nursery rhymes coming from Anglo-European, Red Riding, all these violent kind of things. You know what I'm saying? If we want to cure violence, we have to cure the world of white supremacy. And this is not against white people. This is against this particular demonic, satanic mindset that is even eating up the white folks, too. Many of the white folks are beginning to recognize, wow, we are all niggas now. You understand? The new black, like everybody is the new black. Some of y'all get it, some of y'all don't. But we pray, we hope and pray before it's too late you'll get it, because when the time to perform has arrived, the time to prepare has already passed. This is the time, my brothers and sisters, to prepare. Take your children out of Babylonian schools, right? If children really are the future, and there's an Ethiopian saying that says, Lijoch, Yazare, Lijoch, Nega, Frewoch. In other words, the children of today are the fruit of tomorrow. So if that is true, and that is true, we have to mind our vineyard, our garden, and not allow Satan or his emissaries or whoever they may be to come and to sow their weeds amongst our good seed. So with that being said, my brothers and sisters, shalom, a heartical shalom, Yeshua shalom, Rastafari to you, to you all. Please share this with others. And like I said, we have our teachers in our community. We have our scholars, our teachers. We can, yes, I am able. Yes, I is able in the King of Kings and his Christ. This too will pass, brothers and sisters. So pass the message on. Shalom. Again, Rastafari. If ones want to contact or reach I, ones can check I, contact the LOJSociety.org. Leave a contact if one has certain ideas, or if there's certain programs, and others I know have spearheaded certain homeschooling programs as educators in our communities, who also have done certain work. If they want a fellowship in establishing this, please feel free to reach I and contact I. So give thanks, and Yah willing, more to come. Shalom.